Welcome everyone. This is the Appian 25.4 product announcement webinar. My name is James Lee, Senior Director of Product Marketing here at Appian. I'm joined here today by Wei Smith, Senior Product Manager 2, Tori Marquis, Senior Product Manager, Tian Bui, Senior Product Manager 2, Sam Wabe, Senior Product Manager, Daniel McInthune, Senior Product Manager 2, Louis Prensky, Senior Product Manager 2, Tejas Sarkandande, Lead Product Manager, Nina Lin, Product Manager 2, Elizabeth Hall, Senior Beta Program Manager, and Devin Lee, Community Experience Product Manager 2. Today we'll be covering all the new features and capabilities being released in Appian 25.4. And before we get started, I wanted to remind everyone of the Q&A feature available in the webinar platform. Appreciate your engagement, and we will answer all questions at the end of the webinar. Firstly, we have some events this month you'll want to look out for. Our second largest event of the year, Appian Europe, will be in London again at the Caveen St. Cross St. Paul's. The conference will be on November 12th, so we hope to have you join us in London for another exciting conference event. And back to the DC area, we are excited to be hosting Appian Government again right by our headquarters in Tysons, Virginia at Capital One Hall on November 20th. This was a fantastic show last year, so we hope to see you there. Also, happy to share again about our newsletter, Process Pros. This newsletter will keep you ahead of the curve with curated content on enterprise technology trends, automation best practices, and expert insights. Click the pop-up to head to our subscription center and subscribe today. Now, on to the content for this webinar. Today we are showcasing the latest innovations in our 25.4 product release, the fourth and final release of the year. Appian 25.4 will be generally available next week on November 14th. At that time, Appian Cloud customers will receive notifications allowing them to schedule their environments for upgrades, and self-managed customers will be able to download the new installer from MyAppian. Now, to kick things off, I couldn't be more excited to invite Wei Smith to share our latest developments with Agent Studio. Wei, over to you.
Thank you, James. I'm incredibly excited to talk about how we think about AI agents here at Appian, and to announce that our Agent Studio offering is now generally available. We've all seen the incredible hype, but as the dust starts to settle, a tougher reality is emerging. A recent MIT study on enterprise AI hit the industry hard. It found that a staggering 95% of generative AI pilots are failing to deliver any real ROI. So why this massive gap between promise and reality? Well, first, AI is hard. The data shows that in-house built solutions fail twice as often as buy or partner solutions from specialized vendors. But the bigger reason, the one that really holds AI back, is that AI is not being orchestrated within a process. Most AI tools are just disconnected novelties. They don't integrate well into the actual workflows where your people make decisions. They don't retain feedback, they don't learn from your operations, and they don't improve with use. Without that accuracy flywheel, the pilot stalls. And that's where Appian's philosophy is fundamentally different. We believe that AI agents achieve their full potential only when they are inside a process. This isn't just about a process model invoking an agent to do one thing. It's a dynamic two-way relationship. Agents can also invoke other processes, creating a seamless loop between intelligent decision-making and structured execution. This combination is so powerful because it gives you the best of both worlds. On one hand, you get the incredible flexibility of an agent. It can handle variance, it can read a new policy document, and it can make complex judgments, all without you needing to recode the application. But, and this is critical, you wrap that agent in the control of a process. Your process provides the structure, the governance, the human-in-the-loop guardrails, and exception handling you need to use AI confidently and safely in your enterprise. What we're delivering is the next logical step in the evolution of your automation journey. We see this journey as a series of levels, a maturity model that helps you see the path from simple automation to true transformation. Each level delivers incredible value. Many of you are experts at level 0, rules-based process. This is the foundation. From this foundation, you've started building AI-assisted and AI-automated processes. using AI skills to automate specific, simple tasks like document classification and extraction. What we're introducing today is Level 3, the AI orchestrated process. This is a massive leap forward. This is where an agent can autonomously manage an entire segment of your process, automating complex, multi-step cognitive tasks that were simply impossible to automate before. Here, instead of a rigid, predefined process, we give an AI agent a goal, instructions, and a set of tools, and we let it figure out the best path forward. So, what is an AI agent? Gartner defines an agent as an autonomous software entity that uses AI to perceive its environment, make decisions, and take actions to achieve its goals. Put it in Appian terms, an AI agent is a new local design object that uses AI to analyze context, intelligently reason, and take actions, all based on the goals and instructions you provide. And this is where you will build them. Welcome to Agent Studio. This is your new workspace for building, testing, and monitoring powerful autonomous agents all in one place. We've engineered this with built-in advantages. They seamlessly interact with your records, your process models, and respect all of your existing security policies. And because it's powered by our process automation platform, you can easily create process-centric guardrails, like the self-checking mechanisms and feedback loops you will see in the demo. Together, these advantages make your agents more secure, reliable, and adaptable than many alternatives on the market. Now, agents aren't for every single task. A great agent use case has 3 key ingredients. First, it's a complex cognitive task, something that requires investigation, judgment, and dealing with varied data. Think triage this claim, not extract data from this claim. Second, the agent needs access to your tools and data. Make sure those required tools and resources are accessible, performant, and secure. And lastly, the agent's level of autonomy should match the risk of a task. A high agent error cost doesn't disqualify a use case. It simply calls for human oversight. For low-risk tasks, the agent can operate fully autonomously, as the cost of an error is low. For high-risk tasks, the agent can still provide immense value by automating the information gathering and analysis, then presenting a summary and recommendation for final human approval. Let's make this clear with the exact auto-claims example you're about to see. On the left is the before. A new claim comes in, and a human adjuster has to do all this tedious swivel chair work. They read the forms, search the database, look up the policy, read a separate triage document, all just to figure out where to route the claim. This can take 24 to 48 hours. Now look at the right. This is the after with a claims intake agent. The agent does all of this autonomously. It analyzes the claim, retrieves the vehicle and policy info, analyzes the accident reports, and reviews the same triage policy to assign the claim. The result? That 48-hour triage time drops to under 10 minutes, getting a response to clients that much faster. And it scales instantly, freeing your skilled claims adjusters to focus on higher value activities. This is the power of AI agents in the process. And now let me show you exactly how easy it is to build and run this agent. In this demo, I will show you how to integrate an AI agent that can triage and auto-claim, self-check its own work, and learn from user feedback, all within an Appian process. We will use Insure Corp as our example. Right now, their claims process is manual and slow. A user uploads a form and everything stops, waiting for a human to review the policy and figure out where to route the claim. We can use an AI agent to automate the intake process. This is the AI agent design object. Think of it as your workspace for building, testing, and monitoring agents. And because it's a standard Appian object, you get all the features you already know: security, versioning, import-export, and impact analysis. Let's start by showing how we configure these agents. Here's a pre-built agent for the auto claim intake process. Configuring an agent is simple. You just need to define 4 key areas: the goal and instructions, the tools, the inputs, and the outputs. First, the goal and instructions. This is just plain English telling the agent its job. In this case, it has 3 main tasks: analyze the claim, check its own work, then update the claim and log its work for feedback and continuous learning. Next, we give the agent tools. Tools are simply the skills and knowledge it needs. They can be knowledge tools like records or documents to give the agent context, or they can be action tools like starting a process, updating data, or even delegating work to another AI agent. Now, this agent has a powerful but simple learning loop. We've given it tools to log a summary of its run and ask for user feedback. That feedback is stored in its knowledge base. The next time it runs, its first step is to review that feedback so it doesn't make the same mistake twice. We all know AI can hallucinate, so we've built in a simple fact check. We gave the agent a tool that forces it to verify its own work before it updates the claim record. It has to check the source for its answer. This self-check result is logged. So if it's not confident, it can flag a human for review instead of just, making things up. Finally, we wired it up. Inputs are how we tell the agent what to work on. In this case, which specific claim, and required and supporting documents. And outputs are what we want back. The agent's goal is to deliver these outputs, which we see defined right here. And that's it. It's a simple no-code configuration. Once it's built, you have 2 ways to run it. First, you can use the Test tab for a quick ad hoc run. But the real power comes from using it in a process. You just drag in the Execute AI Agent Smart Service, wire up your agent's inputs and outputs, and you're done. It's that simple. So let's do that. We'll go to the Claims app and create a new claim. I'll attach the accord form and the police report. And when I hit Create, that's it. Our agent is now running in the background. Now let's jump back into the agent object and open the monitor view to watch its progress. I can see a new request ID right at the top. That's the run we just started. Let's open it. We can see all the inputs on the left, and in the middle, we have a full audit trail of every step the agent is taking. Look at the first step. It queries the knowledge base for user feedback. It found feedback from a previous run telling it to not forget the policy ID. It's learning before it even starts. Next, it extracts comprehensive information from the accord form. Now, if you remember the configuration, we didn't give it a specific document extraction tool. The agent is able to dynamically extract this information because we've done the hard work for you. In the background, we automatically provide system-level document tools to handle inputs like this. You just provide the document, and the agent knows how to read it. You can see it successfully pulled key info like the thing, and we even have the doc preview right here so you can easily verify the extraction. And check this out. Now it's digging into our vehicle records. We didn't write a specific query for this. The agent figured out what it needed, built the query, and pulled the right vehicle details like the vehicle ID and its insured status. Now that we have all the information, the agent creates a link record in our data fabric associating this claim with this vehicle. It's continuously processing, analyzing other supporting documents like photos and medical reports to get the full picture. Then it retrieves the policy declaration document to assess if this claim is even covered. And right here, we get a detailed assessment narrative and the final coverage result. Now the agent consults the triage policy document. This is how it decides where to send the claim next. And look, when we open it, it's just a regular document. The best part? You don't need to turn this into a bunch of complicated rules. Just give the doc to the agent. It can read and understand it. And if your triage policy changes later, no problem. Just upload the new version and the agent will automatically follow the updated logic. Here's a critical step. The agent does a self-check on its own work before taking the final action. It verifies all the critical data points against their original source and assigns a confidence score for each. It seems that the agent has high confidence. All the required outputs are directly supported by the documents, and none of them failed the check. Now that it's confident, it can update the claim with accurate information. To complete that self-learning cycle, the agent writes a summary of its own run and reasoning. This is what gets logged to the knowledge base so a user can provide feedback on this specific run. Finally, the agent completes its run by setting all the required outputs, which you can see detailed on the right. Now, if I go back to the claim record, you will see that it's fully populated with all the key information. On the right, we've surfaced the AI self-check results. The agent quantifies its own certainty with a confidence score. In this case, it did a great job. So there are no recommended next steps for the claim adjuster. If it were missing context, it would flag it here instead of just guessing. And to be completely transparent, we also have the run summary, describing every step the agent took to complete the intake. The user can then review this and provide feedback to continuously improve the agent's performance. We're keeping the human in the loop to work with AI and make it smarter and more reliable over time. AI agents work best when they're in a process. An agent by itself gives you incredible flexibility. It can handle variants. It can read a new policy document all without you recoding the application. But agents can also be non-deterministic, which just means their outputs can vary. They aren't always 100% predictable. That's why you wrap them in the structure of a process, so you can manage outcomes with certainty. A process provides the structure, control, and governance that AI needs. It defines the agent's role, provides the guardrails, and handles exception. This combination of process and AI is how you maximize the agent's utility and integrate AI confidently into the workflows your team uses every day. Back to you, James.
Thank you so much, Wei. I'm so happy to see our Agent Studio product generally available. I know we took our time in the beta program to make sure these are truly enterprise-grade agents our customers can take advantage of in production today. I can't wait to see what our customers do with this great automation technology. With that, let's transition to our low-code design section, starting with updates to Appian Control Panel. I'm going to hand it over to Tori Marquis to share some of the latest there. Tori, over to you.
Thank you, James. I'm excited to be here today to talk about the new Control Panel features, as well as the new Case Management Studio modules. First, the Control Panel. The Control Panel is a workspace for business users to make no-code configurations to data, interfaces, and more. And one aspect of the Control Panel is that you can add custom configuration pages. This release, we're giving you even more control over where each custom configuration appears in the Control Panel workspace. Now, you can reorder the custom configurations in the Control Panel object so that they appear in just the right order, helping you to craft an ideal experience for your business users. Next, we're improving how you manage your categories and types throughout the Control Panel application lifecycle. Each category and type is now its own object, called a Control Panel hierarchy item. Since Control Panel hierarchy items are individual objects, they can be deployed separately from the Control Panel object. allowing you to develop and iterate more quickly. For example, maybe the category for the IT department is ready, but the category for the finance department still needs some work. You can deploy the IT department category to production and get started using it right away, while continuing to improve the finance department category. And developers can now easily delete control panel hierarchy items as needed. This not only helps ensure that your control panel workspace and object only include what you need, but also helps keep your space clutter-free. As an added bonus, there's no change to how categories and types are created and configured, so you and your business users get the same familiar user experience with all the benefits of control panel hierarchy items being their own objects. Continuing our theme of more streamlined development and deployment for the control panel, we've added diffs and versioning to the control panel object. Now, developers can quickly view a previous version and see what's changed in the object. This gives users the confidence to iteratively develop and deploy without fear of making breaking changes, and ultimately leads to more robust applications. Now to Case Management Studio. First, I'm happy to announce that Case Management Studio modules are now compatible with the Case Management Studio 2.0 base version. And in the Case Creation via Email module, we've added new features to expand email correspondence capabilities. Caseworkers can now send out a new email from an existing case, even if the case was not initially created from an email. Additionally, caseworkers can leverage email templates when initiating a new email thread. With these improvements, caseworkers have even more tools at their disposal to efficiently communicate with everyone related to a case, even if they are outside of your organization. Next, we're introducing the Case Management Studio Smart Search module, backed by the platform's native AI capabilities. Caseworkers will be able to semantically search for relevant cases and tasks in a dedicated workspace site tab. Maybe the user needs to search for similar cases to the one they are working on, or maybe the user needs to find a task they remember working on in the past, but they don't remember the exact way it was phrased. Smart search on cases and tasks results in a more well-rounded, effective, and helpful search experience. We've also added the Knowledge Base module to the suite of Case Management Studio add-ons. Business users can create and upload reference materials in the control panel workspace and associate them to a particular case type or category. Once published, the associated reference materials are displayed on case summaries. Now, caseworkers have the resources they need to complete their case right at their fingertips, surfaced directly in the context of the case. Back to you, James.
Thank you, Tori. It's always great to see not only how powerful our case management applications can be, but how easy they can be to configure by our end users. With that, let me hand it over to Tien Bui to share some of the latest updates with Appian Composer. Tien, over to you.
Thanks, James. I'm super excited to be here today to talk about Appian Composer. For anyone building enterprise applications, you know the challenge. Turning great ideas into working software is full of friction, lost context, and endless iterations. And at Appian, we're always looking for ways to make you more efficient and effective, and that's exactly why we built Composer. Its value is rooted in 4 key principles that make it different. First, alignment. Composer uses a plan-first approach so that you get business and IT aligned on requirements before the work even begins. This single step is the most effective way to eliminate the costly rework and miscommunication that plagues traditional development. Second, modularity. Instead of a risky rip-and-replace project, Composer lets you plan new applications that can be built and deployed in phases, allowing you to modernize legacy systems piece by piece. Third, foundations. Composer generates a standard, secure, and performant foundation. It's built to last, not to create a new wave of technical debt. And finally, orchestration. Because Composer is part of the Appian platform, the apps you start are instantly ready for end-to-end process automation with full governance. Composer is your bridge from an idea to an application. It gives you one collaborative canvas to capture your requirements. AI then helps with modeling and visualizing your data, interfaces, overall process, and rules. And once you've aligned on that plan, Composer then takes that plan and generates foundational Appian objects for you, giving you a well-structured application in just minutes. We first introduced a preview of Composer last year, and since then, we've been refining and enhancing the experience based on your feedback. Today, I'm happy to announce that Composer is generally available as a full part of the Appian platform. It's the powerful AI capability designed to connect business and IT from the start and jumpstart your entire development process. It all starts with your business requirements. Now you can upload a Word, PDF, or text document, or simply describe your idea in plain language. Composer's AI transforms that input into a structured visual application plan. In this release, you can visually map key business processes directly in your plan, and with a single click, Composer transforms that design into starter Appian process models. This gives you a clear visual flow of your business process that you can refine with all of your stakeholders. And we're not stopping there. Alongside the business process, Composer also provides a dedicated space to capture your core business rules. This allows you to define the critical logic that drives your application. These are then transformed into Appian expression rules, complete with test cases, and ready for immediate use in your application. Let's take a look at Composer in action by building an application from scratch. Our use case today is a common one in insurance: claims processing. Right now, it can be a slow manual process of emails and documents. We're going to modernize it in minutes. Many projects start with a requirements document. I'm going to take our claims processing requirements and simply upload it into Composer. Instantly, Composer transforms that dense document into a structured visual plan for me to review. No more whiteboards or spreadsheets needed. Here, Composer has laid out our business needs as a clear story map, identifying key user actions. It also defined key application personas, like the claims agent and claims manager, and tied each action back to a user role. This plan is fully interactive. Stakeholders can use AI Copilot to suggest new features, refine it, or simply use these editing tools like drag and drop to reorder and edit the story map. In the Process tab, Composer has automatically generated a visual workflow for our entire claims process. Note that this process is not a final executable Appian process model like you build in Appian Designer. This is how a business user sees their process. We can use this high-level visual flow to help conduct walkthroughs with stakeholders to get immediate feedback and ensure alignment. The real magic, as we'll see in a moment, is how Composer intelligently translates this business-level view into composable, developer-ready Appian process models when we generate the application. Next, let's check out the business rules. Based on our document, Composer has suggested key business logic, like a rule, to determine if a claim requires manager review based on the estimated damage amount. We're capturing the application's core logic before we build anything, which clarifies requirements and reduces risk. This rich plan translates directly into the user experience, with auto-generated screen mockups for stakeholders to review. Here's the proposed landing page for our claims processing site. It's a great starting point, and it's easy to customize. Business users can tweak layouts directly or use AI Copilot for fast changes, like adjusting sample data or adding a new section. And with a few clicks, you can apply your company's branding, colors, fonts, and other design elements, all tailored to your style guide. This ensures that what you see is what you'll get, and it keeps all stakeholders aligned. And because we've defined our process and our rules, Composer has built the right data foundation to support it. Here's the best part. Your data model evolves as your requirements evolve. Let's say we realize we need a way to upload claims attachments. I'll use AI Copilot to add a new requirement. Policyholders must be able to attach damage photos and police reports to their claim. Now, when we return to the Data Model tab, notice that Composer proactively checks for potential updates based on that new requirement. And just like that, it suggests adding a new table already linked to our claim. This ensures that our architecture stays in sync with our vision from day one. Once everyone is aligned, it's time for the magic. Composer is now creating the core building blocks of our application: interfaces, data types, security groups, process models, and those expression rules, all using standard maintainable Appian SAIL. And this isn't black box code, it's a transparent, enterprise-grade foundation. And just like that, we have our starter application. Here's our claims processing site. It's a functional foundational site complete with a data-backed list of claims, a form to submit a new claim, and record summaries. From here, our developers have a massive head start to customize and extend the application to our exact business needs using the generated objects as a starting point. Let's look behind the scenes in the build view to see what that starting point looks like. As you can see, Composer has generated all the standard, well-architected Appian objects for us. They're clearly organized and ready for a developer to enhance. For example, a developer can now open one of the new generated process models. In this process model, you can see that the high-level flow is already laid out, capturing the intent of the requirements from the plan. And this is a great head start. Now the developer can focus on adding the detailed logic, such as configuring specific integration points, adding escalations, designing the user tasks, adding variables. This is a great handoff from AI to developer, allowing them to focus on high-value work, not boilerplate setup. With Appian Composer, you can go from an idea to a collaborative plan and then to a functional application foundation in record time, all while eliminating rework and building on an enterprise-grade platform. We absolutely cannot wait to see what you'll build. Now I'll turn it back to James.
Thanks, Tien. I know a lot of our customers were able to get hands-on with the full preview release in 25.3 of Appian Composer, but I'm so excited to see it now generally available, and I can't wait to see what customers use it for to accelerate their application development. With that, let me go ahead and hand it over to Sam Wabe to share some of our latest updates to our total experience capabilities. Sam, over to you.
Thanks, James. Customize navigation for a seamless user experience. We've provided greater flexibility to design the perfect navigation experience for your users. This release introduces the all-new Oxygen header bar style, which delivers a fresh, modern aesthetic with right-aligned pages and a subtle selection animation. Choose this new style for applications where this best matches your branding and functional needs. We've also added support for additional navigation bar configurations, giving you more granular control over the navigation bar's details. You can now manage page label capitalization, decide whether to display your logo, and control the visibility of user profile and setting links in the user menu. These enhancements give you the creative control needed to build polished applications that meet your branding needs. We're excited to introduce the new chat field component, a powerful and flexible building block for creating fully custom chat experiences. This component gives developers complete design freedom, allowing you to control the look and feel and even render rich interfaces like custom cards directly within the message list. Paired with the new call language model function, you can easily capture chat responses in the save into to modify local variables, update record data, or change the entire interface in real time. This 25.4 release, which includes accessibility, unlocks endless possibilities for simple RAG implementations and highly integrated custom AI applications. In this demo, our patient at Harmony Health is experiencing gut pain and needs help finding a doctor with some open time slots. Leveraging the new chat component and call language model function, we built an experience that queries your data and answers questions like, what doctors are available? And when can I see them? Because the component cards are fully expressionable, you can pass in your own forms for patients to fill out inline instead of making them navigate to find the correct forms. Once I've accepted the time slot, we see the appointment is scheduled and the interface updates to show my next upcoming appointment with Dr. Nguyen. With the component's flexibility, you can support custom experiences like uploading context for the LLM to consider. Once the form is uploaded, we see the LLM marks the required intake form as completed. We now also provide flexibility to build in-chat persistence and support for multiple conversation threads so that your users can navigate to different tasks. Let's swap to an existing thread about refilling my metformin prescription. It looks like my prescription has expired, and I need to reach out to Dr. Patel to get a new one. Instead of having to open an interface or my email browser, I can use built-in Appian functionality to send an email. Looks like Dr. Patel got my email and approved my prescription renewal. In this demo, we saw a component that allowed for custom interfaces to be rendered and completed, actions kicked off inside of the chat, and the surrounding interfaces modified based on the results of the LLM. We can't wait to see what you build with these new capabilities. We are also excited to announce that we are unlocking complete design freedom for record views. We've added a new option that lets you hide the out-of-the-box record header, including the title, tabs, and actions, giving you complete freedom over the user experience. This allows you to use the entire page to display your own custom header, ensuring the design perfectly aligns with your branding and style requirements. We're improving user onboarding and training with our new WalkMe integration. If your organization utilizes the WalkMe digital adoption platform, you can now enable it directly from the admin console. This activates powerful in-app guidance within your sites and portals to help users quickly master your most mission-critical applications. Navigating applications with a keyboard is now both easier and more accessible. We've introduced a more prominent focus indicator for various UI elements, including the links and tooltip icons. This makes it easier for users to spot the keyboard focus, ensuring you can deliver a more inclusive user experience. The Document Viewer component now natively supports direct navigation and text highlighting, eliminating the need for third-party plugins. When used, the Document Viewer will automatically open to the correct page and highlight the exact source text. This makes content validation easier for reviewing text and further streamlines your workflows. We've enhanced the file upload component to simplify common file management capabilities. You can now use the document actions parameter to enable actions like previewing, downloading, and renaming files with just a few clicks. We also introduced the drop zone style parameter to configure a larger, more prominent file upload area, making it significantly easier for users to drag and drop files. We've completely reimagined the component configuration pane to make your design experience faster and far more intuitive. Parameters are now logically organized into tabs like data and styling, and a new search bar allows you to find any configuration instantly. We've reduced clicks by enabling you to add multiple nested items directly from the parent component, and new breadcrumbs make component navigation a breeze. We've also expanded our modern parameter controls, replacing dropdowns with icons and text controls to show all options at a glance. These enhancements and more make it easier than ever to craft the perfect design in a fraction of the time. If you haven't tried design mode in a while, now is the perfect time to give it a try. In addition to the updated configuration experience, we are also continuing our commitment to a faster design experience. We've significantly sped up the design experience, making common actions like opening interface objects, saving changes, configuring components, and closing dialogues feel quicker and more responsive. We've also extended the performance boost for saving changes to all other design objects, so you will enjoy that extra speed no matter what you've been building across the platform. Designing with card layouts is now more flexible and consistent. We've added 2 new predefined color options, worn and info, to the decorative bar color and border color parameters, giving you more thematic styling choices right out of the box. We've made a great improvement to how rich text display components behave when loading data asynchronously with abang async variable. The async placeholder now appears directly on the rich text component itself rather than on the entire containing loadout. This is particularly powerful in read-only grids. A column with an async rich text component will load independently from the rest of the grid. This targeted loading ensures your users can see and interact with more of the page immediately, while the rich text content loads in the background. We've streamlined the experience for users when they need to update their Appian mobile app to meet the required minimum version. Users will now see a sleek, full-screen page that matches your custom branding, links them directly to the App Store, and provides a much more modern experience. Moving on to our mobile capabilities, we've improved the data sync experience, particularly for offline mobile use. When users complete a data sync and then return to an offline site page they were previously on, we will automatically refresh it for them. There's no need for a manual update, making the workflow much more intuitive. Building on our recent improvements to mobile recovery for both site pages and offline tasks, we've extended this capability to record views on iOS. Now, if the Appian mobile app closes in the background while users are viewing a record, they'll be taken right back to the exact record when they reopen the application. And finally, moving to our portal's capabilities, you can now get a complete picture of your public-facing application traffic by easily integrating with external analytics tools like Google Analytics and Adobe Analytics. Simply enter your credentials to start collecting detailed usage data such as where users come from, what they click on, and their overall visit count. This integration provides the key information you need to measure your campaign success and continually improve the user experience across all of your Appian portals. This is an exciting release for our Total Experience offering. I can't wait to see what you build with these new capabilities. Back to you, James.
Thank you so much, Sam. The chat field component you showed earlier seems super compelling, and I can't wait to see what kind of adaptive experiences our developers can create with it. With that, let me go ahead and hand it over to Daniel McIntoon to share some of the latest with our data fabric capabilities. Daniel, over to you.
Thanks, James. Hello, everyone. I'm Daniel McIntoon, and I'm thrilled to be here to talk about some powerful new capabilities that we're bringing to Data Fabric in the 25.4 release. In addition to some awesome new functional improvements, this release we've focused on improved scalability, faster performance, and stronger compliance to ensure that Data Fabric can handle your most demanding, mission-critical automation initiatives. I'll start by talking about some new enhancements to our AI-powered Smart Search capability. We've made the similarity scores in Smart Search more intuitive, simplifying how you fine-tune and control your search results. When using Smart Search in a read-only grid or query record type expression, you can now use a much more intuitive scale to rate your similarity score from 0 to 1. On this scale, higher numbers, for example 0.8, indicate a strong match, while lower numbers, such as 0.2, represent a much weaker match. This improved similarity scoring system is implemented through a function evolution, so be sure to upgrade your existing Smart Search usage to the latest version of these components. Another improvement we've made allows you to make Smart Search more resilient by configuring your indexing failure tolerance. You can choose a tolerance level of strict, limited, or relaxed to ensure Smart Search stays online even if some rows fail to index. These configurations allow you to prevent minor data indexing issues from disabling Smart Search functionality across your entire record type. Lastly, Smart Search will now update automatically after each successful incremental sync for your record type, allowing you to refresh your search index as frequently as every 15 minutes. This ensures users are searching through the latest available data, regardless of whether it's from a full or incremental sync. For more details about any new or existing Smart Search capabilities, including information on how to interpret similarity scores, check out our updated documentation. We'll move on now to some dramatic improvements that we've made to scalability and performance. In this release, we've increased the number of rows that you can sync in each record type from 20 million to 50 million rows. This increase ensures that your data fabric can scale with your business needs while maintaining the consistent and reliable performance you expect in your applications. We've also enhanced our data fabric architecture to support concurrent write processing. With this improved foundation, you're able to achieve over 5 times higher write throughput, allowing you to use synced record types to support high throughput transactional workloads that require as many as 30,000 transactions per minute. With these scalability and performance improvements in place, Data Fabric is ready to seamlessly handle your high volume and high throughput workloads. Up next, we have some security improvements. Data Fabric now supports transparent data encryption for synced record types. This can be enabled to enhance the security of your enterprise data without requiring any changes to your applications. With transparent data encryption enabled, synced data is automatically encrypted in the data service prior to being persisted to disk using your customer-managed AWS KMS encryption key. Transparent data encryption offers an added layer of protection on top of the existing data at rest disk encryption capabilities that are used on every Appian Cloud site. If you are administering Appian applications within a highly regulated environment, I highly recommend considering transparent data encryption for your production sites. Another security enhancement we've made allows you to leverage OAuth 2 authentication for integrations requiring the scope to be included in token refresh requests. With just a single click, the scope can now be added on any HTTP or OpenAI connected systems, allowing you to securely integrate from Appian to other external services. Up next, we have a new capability that introduces greater fault tolerance for sync record types. With just one click, you can enable the new Skip Failed Smart Service Sync option, which provides greater resilience to failures that occur when writing to synced record types. With this configuration enabled, failed syncs triggered by smart services, such as the write-to-record smart service, will still result in individual process node failures. However, the record type will not be invalidated, and any subsequent operations will continue on using the previously available data. This ensures that your applications continue running without interruption. Next, we have some improvements to record action generation. We've made generated record actions even smarter to help you build better apps faster. With this release, record action generation automatically recognizes all your record type relationships, including many-to-manys, and continues to choose the best input style based on all the nuances of your different datasets. We've also changed the existing record variable to use a more descriptive camel case name that follows best practices by default. If the name is not quite to your liking, it can now be customized when generating record actions and views, saving you from any manual refactoring. With these updates, we've addressed several limitations in the record action generation flow, so whether you're new to this capability or have used it previously, I highly recommend giving it a try. Now we'll move on to some record document enhancements, starting with the ability to monitor disk usage. The Documents page now lets you easily check how much disk space is being used by the documents in your record types. This includes a breakdown of the space occupied by unused documents, providing insights to help inform decisions about cleaning up or archiving documents to free up valuable storage space. This release, we've also added additional fields and relationships to the out-of-the-box document record type. Now, we're showing who created a document, who last modified it, and when those events happened. This automatically includes relationships to the user record type as well, making it easy to learn more about the users who manage each document. In addition to adding properties on the document record type, we've also added some new properties on the user record type. The user record type now displays information such as the user's locale, time zone, and last login time. This is a new way to more flexibly expose user metadata that was once only available through the user's properties view for system administrators. Next, we've made it faster and easier to monitor your data syncs using the Record Sync Status tab in the Monitor view. Now you'll notice a significant performance boost on this tab, ensuring it loads quickly even when monitoring syncs across thousands of record types. To make troubleshooting easier, you can use the new search and filter options to instantly find record types by sync status and source type. We've also added a new last sync type column so you can easily see when and how the latest sync against each record type was initiated. Last but not least, we've added new capabilities for translating reference data. Last release, we added the ability to generate multiple translation strings for lookup data directly within the record type. This release, we're adding the ability to create translation strings for lookup data in individual records, or even use existing translation strings. There's no need to go through the bulk generation flow for just one record. Now, you can add or update lookup data as you go. This makes it easier for you to ensure that all the necessary record field values are translated, even if a record was added after the initial translation strings were generated. In our last release, we also introduced the ability to generate translation strings for choice list fields. We've improved this feature to now check the choice list options against the existing translation strings in the translation set and alert you to possible duplicates. Reducing the number of duplicate translation strings helps you to limit confusion for translators and keep your translation sets clutter-free. That wraps up our Data Fabric updates. We cannot wait for you to get your hands on the dramatic performance and scalability enhancements we've made, the strengthened security capabilities, and the improved ease of use that we've brought to Data Fabric in 25.4. Thank you for your attention, and now I'll pass it back to you, James.
Thank you, Daniel. Wow, it's great to see us continuing to invest each quarter in the scale of our Data Fabric offering. Not just the total number of rows you can store in our Data Fabric, but also how quickly you can read and write from it. I can't wait to see how you guys continue to innovate. With that, let's go ahead and transition to our automation section, starting with some of our updates to our RPA offering. I'm going to invite Louis Prensky to share the latest there. Louis, over to you.
Thanks, James. I'm Louis Prensky, and I'll be covering the automation updates coming in the 25.4 release. Starting with robotic process automation. Appian RPA is now more robust, bringing greater stability to your largest and most critical automation programs. These improvements specifically benefit those who run hundreds of robots, thousands of robotic tasks, and are processing millions of executions. This update ensures Appian RPA stays dependable and helps you manage your digital workforce with confidence. The RPA console now loads robotic tasks up to 90% faster, delivering a superior experience for users managing thousands of robotic tasks. We've also simplified filtering in the RPA console so that robotic task runs are only filtered by name and priority. This helps the RPA console align with the straightforward filtering in Appian Designer and provides a consistent experience throughout. Now, let's move on to AI. This release, we're expanding the regional availability of AI Copilot to our customers in Europe. You can now leverage Enterprise Copilot, Documents Chat, and Smart Search in Europe, Zurich region. The Execute Generative AI Skill Smart service now has a new option that allows you to process longer AI skill responses from even the most complex inputs without worrying about timeouts. You can choose to run the Smart service in standard mode for smaller executions, or in long-running mode to give long-running executions the time they need to finish. We're giving you the flexibility you need to tackle your most demanding use cases with confidence and continuity. Appian continues to make it easy to access the newest and most powerful AI models. In the Administration Console, you can configure which models and profiles your organization uses, no support case required. This feature allows you to use the most advanced models, like Sonnet 4.5, while ensuring transparency and compliance in your data flows. Some AI capabilities in Appian automatically use the models you select. However, you must manually upgrade AI skill objects to leverage the latest models. We recommend enabling Sonnet 4.5 today, since Sonnet 3.5 will be removed in a future release. You can now select the specific generative AI model used by your AI skills directly in the prompt builder. This new model selection feature gives you the transparency and flexibility to choose from a list of enabled models available in your environment. For your most complex use cases, you can select more powerful models to achieve higher accuracy and get to production faster. This increased visibility also supports enterprise governance requirements and simplifies debugging by making model usage clear across your applications. If you don't see a model you expect, make sure it's enabled in the AI Services page in the Admin Console. To wrap things up for automation, let's dive into the latest updates for AI Document Center. These updates were part of the AI Document Center 3.0 release, which is actually already available to customers through the software downloads page on My Appian on forum. Let's start with the new AI Review feature. You want to be confident that extracted data is accurate and complete. This release, AI Review is here to help by adding a secondary validation layer to AI Document Center. When you enable this feature, AI will review and flag uncertain or incorrect initial extractions. By reducing the need for manual review, you'll benefit from increased automation rates, higher straight-through processing, and improved accuracy in your document workflows. AI Document Center now processes JPEG, PNG, and TIFF files in their native formats, rather than converting them to PDFs. This expanded file type support enables you to view the files in their native formats on reconciliation tasks. This update also means that you no longer need the PDF Utilities plugin as a prerequisite for AI Document Center. Document processing is often part of a larger business workflow. To further automate your document-based processes, you can now automatically trigger downstream workflows directly from AI Document Center. With this feature, you can initiate process models to start automatically after your extraction or classification models have processed your documents and their results are reconciled. This not only improves overall automation and reduces manual oversight, but also ensures timely follow-up actions, seamlessly integrating your document processing with broader business operations. In this release, we're supporting more users by expanding support for additional locales. Now, users can set the AI Document Center interface to display in Japanese, Italian, Spanish, or French, in addition to the default English. To better empower users and instill confidence in the AI's decisions, classification results now show reasoning by default. Now, classification outcome and the underlying reasoning are available on instance summaries and reconciliation screens. This increased transparency helps you understand how the AI arrived at its conclusion, making AI Document Center even more dependable and intuitive. This release includes a number of enhancements to make AI Document Center more accessible for all users, such as more images and icons now have alternate text, charts have more intuitive labels, and there are behind-the-scenes updates to code structure, enabling greater usability with screen readers. We've enhanced your testing workflows. Now, you can set test cases in bulk rather than one by one. We're also introducing new statuses to show more specific information when a model encounters an error. You'll see extracted with errors or instance error as you test models, helping you better understand the source and severity of any issue you encounter. In addition to making testing easier, these new statuses help communicate information that make AI review and straight-through processing possible. Now, let's see AI Document Center's validation capabilities, including the new AI Review capability, in action. Remember, the ultimate goal of intelligent document processing isn't just extraction, it's automation. And you can't have true, straight-through processing until you trust the data that AI provides. That's why I'm so excited to show you the new validation capabilities in AI Document Center 3.0, which are designed to build that exact confidence. Here, we can configure the rules that determine if a document can be processed automatically without any human in the loop. Notice this first option, AI Reviewer. This is a brand new feature in 3.0. By enabling AI Review, you are adding a powerful secondary validation layer, essentially a second AI model that double-checks the initial extraction. It reviews all of the extracted fields and automatically flags any values it deems uncertain or potentially incorrect. This is your first line of defense against AI errors, instantly boosting accuracy. But AI Document Center doesn't stop there. What about your unique business rules? This is where we apply our own business logic using familiar Appian expressions. We can start with something simple. For example, for our policy adoption date field in this model, we've added a rule to ensure that the date is not in the future. If it is, the document is flagged for review. But here's where it gets really powerful. We can leverage Appian's data fabric as part of our business validations. Look at this rule to check the customer's policy. We're using an expression to check the extracted number directly against our policy record type. This rule instantly verifies if this is a valid open policy in our system of record. This two-layer approach is a game changer. The AI review checks for extraction confidence, and custom validations enforce your specific business logic against your live data. By combining these capabilities, you drastically reduce the need for manual reconciliation and build unwavering confidence in your automated workflows. This is how AI Document Center 3.0 delivers automation you can truly trust. And now, I'll hand it off to Tejas to talk about Autoscale.
Thanks, Louis. Autoscale combines low-code design and business process automation with unmatched scalability. In this release, we focus on making it easier to find and fix errors in your Autoscale processes. To help you on your journey to automate high-scale business processes, we are excited to introduce new tools for fixing errors. Now, you can launch a new error dashboard directly from the links in the process alert emails. This view breaks down all errors by node and error type, giving you a comprehensive picture of any issues with your processes. And if your error can be fixed by modifying process variables, or skipping a node, or restarting a node, now you can do so directly from monitor mode, letting you get your processes back on track in a flash. I'll also cover this in a demo later. When working at scale, you might need a way to quickly stop runaway processes, including processes still waiting in the queue. Now, when you cancel a group of processes, you can also clear the queue for that process model. This ensures all work is halted immediately, so you can make changes to the model and get your mission-critical work back on track without any delay. Now let's look at a demo of the new error dashboard for Autoscale processes. The error dashboard provides a dedicated interface for investigating errors in your Autoscale process. This dashboard helps operations teams quickly assess the range of errors occurring in process models to determine if errors can be resolved with a single remediation action or if fixing the problem requires multiple steps. To access the dashboard, navigate to the Autoscale Process Activity tab in the Monitor view at the environment level or for an application. For the process model you want to view, click the number in the Occurred Errors column to open the error dashboard. The error dashboard provides two complementary panes for analysis: the node errors pane on the left and the error instances pane on the right, along with a time range filter. The dashboard will help you with the following tasks: identifying which nodes are experiencing errors, understanding error types occurring at each node, and assessing total error counts to prioritize remediation effort. The error instances pane contains a filterable grid that shows individual error occurrences and detailed error messages containing runtime context. Clicking an error in the node errors pane switches the content of the grid to your selection. You can also filter errors by the various available factors to help focus your investigation and identifying patterns in error occurrences. We recognize that processes can run into unexpected issues, So Appian lets you take remedial action on errored processes and get your workflow back on track quickly. Fixing an errored process can require one or more actions, like changing a process variable, restarting a node, or skipping a node. To start, open the error process in the monitoring mode. You can do that from right here in the error dashboard. For this error process, I'd like to change the process variable value to get the process back on track. To change process variables, from the toolbar, click Process Details. In the Variables grid, click Edit for the variable you want to change. In the dialog that appears, enter the new value and click OK. The new value is shown in the Pending Expression column. If the error node needs to run for the process to complete, right-click the node and select Restart to launch a new instance of the node. Some processes can continue without the output of the error node. In that case, click the node and click Skip to continue the process on any outgoing flows. In this case, none of the results or custom outputs defined in the node's Outputs tab will be saved to the process variables when the node is skipped. Once you have made changes to your process and resolved the issue, you can see this reflected in the monitoring mode and in process history. Skipped or restarted nodes will also be indicated as such in the process history. Next, we are also expanding the portfolio of supported data management options in Appian Cloud for Autoscale processes. Customers who have a dedicated virtual private cloud or use Bring Your Own Key to encrypt their business data can now use those features with Autoscale processes. And that wraps up the set of new Autoscale features in this release. I hope you are excited to leverage the improved error visibility and diagnostics with the new error dashboard and other troubleshooting features. Back to you, James.
Thank you so much, Tejas. As a fellow developer myself, I'm really excited to see all the updates you're doing to process monitoring. It looks like a really great experience to actually debug and find any issues you might be having with your process instances. With that, let me go ahead and invite Nina Lin to share some of the latest updates we have to our process intelligence capability, Process HQ. Nina, over to you.
Thanks, James. Hello, everyone. I'm Nina Lin, and I'm excited to walk you through what's new here in Process HQ. For those new here, Process HQ is your centralized workspace. It's where business users gain visibility into enterprise data and processes, driving informed, data-driven decisions. Let's dive into the two main workspaces within Process HQ, Process Insights and Data Fabric Insights. First, I'm thrilled to announce that Process Insights is now included in Appian's high availability cloud offering, along with Data Fabric Insights. With high availability, your workflows are protected against failures and can recover quickly to minimize downtime and ensure continuous access. Next, we're making it easier for analysts to remove deviations or outliers so they can have a better chance at finding insights that matter the most. You can now filter out your views or KPIs based on the duration of activities and sequences. Moving over to Data Fabric Insights. We know you can't get enough of AI, so we're sprinkling in some AI to help speed up your manual workflows. You can now use AI to generate reports. Yes, you heard right. Building reports in Process HQ is now as simple as chatting. Just tell Copilot what you want. For example, show me customer orders from the last month, and it will generate a chart preview right in your chat. You can then refine it conversationally and click to save the report. Let's see this in action. Here in Process HQ, I'll open the AI Copilot chat from the homepage. Let's say I'm a medical insurance claims manager, and I want to understand where our claims are coming from. So naturally, I'll prompt, I want to see the number of claims per hospital organized by procedure category. In just a few seconds, Copilot generates a chart preview, automatically selecting the right data from what's available. Now, I'll refine it a bit and say, filter it for the past year because I only want to see last year's claims. Okay, this looks great. So I'll click Create Chart to open and save it as a report. I'll give it a quick look to see if any tweaks are needed, but it looks like the title and configurations look good to me, so I'm done here. And that's it, a polished report created in seconds with AI Copilot. And speaking of creating reports, you echoed it and we listened. It's now dramatically easier to report across one-to-many relationships. Business users can now build reports starting from the one side and easily pull in fields from the many side, essentially joining tables directly in the report. The power to build reports from complex data is now in the business user's hand, without needing extra developer support. And now that you've created these powerful reports, let's talk about sharing them. Report editors can now share reports and dashboards with groups. That way, less time is spent managing access for individuals. For our developers, this release brings a major upgrade to your development lifecycle. You can now build and deploy reports and dashboards right alongside your application, just like any other Appian object. This means that you can create them in your dev environment and deploy everything together as a single, cohesive solution. So end users start with ready-to-go reports and dashboards that help them explore and extend their own insights without needing to build from scratch. Finally, in our last release, we brought Process HQ closer to the Appian developer workspace by allowing developers to add their Process HQ homepage as a site page. This release, developers can provide a tailored reporting experience for site users. Simply configure a Reports and Dashboards library page in your site, then filter on record types relevant to your specific site. We'll then filter the library to only show the reports and dashboards based on those record types, so site users can quickly find relevant information. And because work happens everywhere, we've also added support for Process HQ pages in Appian Mobile, so users can access these reports and dashboards wherever they work. That's a wrap for Process HQ this release. Passing the mic back to you, James.
Thanks, Nina. I love that we're not only accelerating how you find insights with AI, but adding even more resilience to the availability of Process HQ. With that, let me go ahead and cover some of the administration updates in 25.4. We added the object UUID to the properties dialog, making it easy for low-code developers to reference objects while building applications. This is available on all objects except for AI skills, robotic tasks, and robot pools. We've also added new status and last login information directly to the users page in the admin console, letting you see if a user is active, inactive, or locked at a glance. Appian can also automatically update a user's status based on their last login date, automating key administrative tasks so you can focus on what matters most. This release, we're giving you more control over user session timeouts. Now, administrator accounts and user accounts can have different timeout values. This means you can enforce specific security requirements for each type of user, enhancing overall security and flexibility within your Appian environment. We're also excited to announce enhanced multi-factor authentication support, bringing greater security to your Appian system. Now you can require a one-time code from an authenticator app like Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, or Authy, adding a powerful layer of protection when users sign in. For internationalization, we're happy to announce that Appian now supports 10 additional locales, so you can provide your users with best-in-class experiences in their preferred language and locality. You can find these newly added locales in the internationalization section in the admin console. And last but not least, as we shared in our previous announcement webinars, Appian now requires the use of containers managed by Kubernetes to run in a self-managed environment. Appian runs on containers via Kubernetes, an industry-standard container orchestration platform. Appian has been running Appian Cloud on containers for several years, and most Appian Cloud sites are running on a Kubernetes-based infrastructure already. To provide you with a variety of options, Appian runs on OpenShift, Azure AKS, Amazon EKS, Google GKE, or your local or co-located bare metal Kubernetes clusters. To help you with this transition, visit our migration toolkit, and if you're interested in migrating to Appian Cloud, reach out to your account executive for more information. With that, let me go ahead and invite Liz Hall to share updates from our beta program. Liz, over to you.
Thank you, James. Hi, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Hall, and I'm Appian's Senior Beta Program Manager. I'll be giving a quick update on our in-progress and upcoming beta programs. For those of you who tuned into last quarter's webinar, you heard about our Kafka integration beta program, which is now underway. Appian is developing a native feature for integration with Apache Kafka, a powerful real-time data streaming platform. This initial version will let users consume events from a Kafka topic, filter the events if needed, and instantaneously start processes. In the future, we plan to support additional use cases like event publishing. Those who participate in the beta program will be provided with a beta cloud site from Appian. This cloud site can either be connected to an existing self-managed Apache Kafka infrastructure or Appian's new AWS MSK broker. If you have a use case for Kafka integration and are interested in participating in the beta program, which will be running into early 2026, please click the link to the form on the pop-up to provide your use case details and contact information. If you're watching the replay of this webinar, you can find the link in the video description. Next, I wanted to introduce the Cloud Secure Link, which is a new connectivity offering designed to provide a secure and private medium for connecting Appian cloud environments to customer-hosted systems. The Cloud Secure Link implements a modern security model based on zero trust principles, offering a stronger alternative to traditional VPN tunnels and AWS Private Link. It requires running client software that operates alongside each customer-hosted system. We are looking for Appian customers and partners to beta test this capability beginning in January 2026. If you have a use case for Cloud Secure Link and are interested in the beta program, please click the link to the form on the pop-up to provide your use case details and contact information. If you're watching the replay of this webinar, you can find the link in the video description. Lastly, I'd like to remind everyone of our beta page on Appian Community. On this page, you can learn more about the Appian beta program, register interest for upcoming and in-flight beta initiatives, and review results from past betas. You can click the link to the pop-up to check out this page. If you're watching the replay of this webinar, you can find the link in the video description. Now back to you, James.
Thank you, Liz. The scalability and connectivity beta programs are super exciting, and I can't wait to see how it helps our customers tackle even more mission-critical use cases using the Appian platform. With that, let me go ahead and invite Devin Lee, our Community Experience Product Manager, to share some of the latest updates from our community. Devin, over to you.
Thanks, James. I'm excited to review what's been going on with our community. Let's dive in. Check out Appian Community Edition to get hands-on with Composer. With the 25.4 release, users now have access to the full capabilities of Composer. Try it out for yourself by requesting an Appian Community Edition workspace from the My Learning Journey page on Community. As a reminder, the Early Access Community Edition with 25.4 features is available for our certified users. Get hands-on with the new features and start building. Appian AI is evolving, and so is the Appian AI Learning Path. The updated learning path on Academy Online will include new courses on how to build an agent, best practices, and how to choose the right AI for your use case. Our documentation team has also revamped the Process HQ and integrations docs to be more intuitive and easier to navigate. You can look forward to the docs changes on GA and the learning path updates after then. Check your knowledge and maintain your Appian certification with the 25.4 release showcase on Academy Online. The course will be available on GA and linked on the 25.4 release page on Community. As mentioned earlier, Appian Europe is right around the corner. Make sure to stop by the Community Hub for the opportunity to connect with like-minded professionals, learn from industry experts, and try out a fun hands-on build challenge. We're excited to see you there, so register for the conference today. The Appian Community YouTube channel is a great resource for developers at any stage of their learning journey. Join us for our monthly live stream. Our next one will be on 25.4 release highlights and happen later this month. Or check out new content every week. A video on Agent Studio will be posted soon. No matter what, you can always expect to see and hear from Appian experts. And when you join us live, you'll have the opportunity to ask them your questions in real time. That's all for me, James. I'll pass it back to you.
Thank you, Devin. It's always great to hear the latest coming from our community. And I wanted to thank everyone for attending this webinar. We hope to see many of you later this month at Appian Europe and Appian Government. And for those interested in staying on top of the latest innovations coming out of Appian, encourage you to tune into our next product announcement webinar for the 26.1 release in Q1 of next year. Thank you all, and I hope you have a great day.